Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're back inside Disneyland to talk about the Magic Key preview of the Tiana's Bayou Adventure ride and see what it's all about. We'll also be trying new Tiana's Palace foods that we haven't gotten a chance to check out quite yet since its opening, as well as taking a look at any new merchandise that has recently released, and taking a full tour around Disneyland to talk about some construction updates that you don't want to miss. It's all in this video and much more, so stay tuned. But before we get started with today's video, guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you guys do enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and tap that notification bell to be notified when we do drop a new video. So let's get started. Good morning, everyone. So today is Monday and we're back inside Disneyland. It is 10:22 a.m. and it is 66 degrees, so the weather is beautiful here at the Disneyland Resort. Knock on wood. It is the opening day for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, or I should say opening day. It's the cast preview, which we'll definitely be talking a little bit more in today's video. Also for Magic Key holders, so it's going to be a very exciting day. But it looks like here on the entrance side of the house, the Disneyland Railroad is still under construction. However, we have some pretty big news to talk about. Now, our big update does bring us here to the Disneyland Railroad. This is officially opening this Friday, October 25th. We can't be any more excited. We will definitely be here to check it out on Friday, as we also have some big news in combination of the railroad opening back up. I know a lot of you guys have anticipated this reopening, a lot of rumors, but it's official. This Friday, it will be back. Now, also here on Main Street, it's really hard to believe that there's only 10 more days until Halloween is officially over. I feel like this year is moving too fast for me, that's for sure. And again, we have the holidays opening on November 15th, which is going to be quite exciting. But again, if you're here on Main Street, USA, make sure you check out the Pumpkin Mickey and get your guys' photos before he's gone. Now it's time to head inside the Mad Hatter and see what the DIY headband stocks are looking like. It looks like everything is good for the most part. I was going to be so surprised if I walked in here again and saw something new for the day. But it does look like they still have Ham, Angel, Stitch, Dumbo appears to be in stock. So all of the newer ones, of course, the Inside Out characters are looking good. And in regard to the Nightmare Before Christmas characters, they still look to be well stocked, as well as some of the classic characters down there at the bottom. And of course, inside the Mad Hatter, there is plenty of stock for different Disneyland headbands. Now, for those of you guys who have asked about Halloween time ones, they look completely wiped inside the Mad Hatter, that is. We'll check the Emporium right now and see if they have anything, and a few other locations here at Disneyland. But for the most part, I think it's pretty much all done for this season. However, it does look like they have the Munchling ears that just released, so that's nice to see. It is now time to go inside the Emporium and see what new merchandise has arrived here to the Disneyland Resort. I think a new item that I haven't seen quite yet is the milk chocolates. So I'm assuming that these kind of just released. They look fun and yummy. So if you guys want like a fun little treat or even like stocking stuffers, this might be a pretty good idea. Of course, the Honor Collection is also currently in stock here inside the Emporium, which again, I have really high thanks to Disney for creating something like this. So Spirit Jersey and the shirt is also in stock. Now for the holiday season, it looks like we have a new crew neck, and this is kind of like a red with a gold shimmer to it. So kind of like one that released, I want to say last year. There is some nice embroidery work on here. However, guys, what do you think about that $70 price tag? I feel like that is so steep, and I feel like sweaters and Spirit jerseys are only getting more and more expensive. But again, I do understand there's a lot of embroidery work. However, I think this would be something that I'd wait to pick up at the cast store. Now in the ornament department, it does look like we have some more fun ornaments that are in stock. So we have like a Minnie Mouse one with some gifts. There's also the Mickey on a train. And then the Mickey with a Disneyland key, which I do think looks really nice as well. And of course, right next to it, we have the Disneyland stockings. Another collection I did want to point out is the Disney Parks collection, and it still looks like they have plenty of this in stock. So this was a wonderful collection that Disney brought here to the parks. Of course, if you just want something kind of like basic and simple, I feel like this is the collection just to kind of commemorate your visit in just like an original way. So make sure you check this out on your next visit. When I first saw this, I was like, there is no way popcorn can be $54.99, but that's for the kids' Spirit jersey. But it does look like they have some really fun holiday cocoa popcorn. So kind of like a hot cocoa. It's pretty cool. So that is a nice little addition also to the holiday sweets collection. Now in the Halloween department, it does look like we still have a lot of things still in stock, which is very nice to see. As we again pointed out that Halloween will be in about 10 days. But things are getting heavily discounted, so just kind of keep your eyes peeled for that. If you've been wanting something, now's kind of the time to get it. Of course, you know, some of the other items in the store are also discounted, so I'm just kind of showing you some of that collection. Again, here at the Disneyland Resort, you can find these really cool tags that are magical finds under $25. And it does look like we have plenty of shoulder buddies in stock here inside the Emporium. So if this is something that you've been wanting, it looks like they are under $25. Now, I know I pointed this out in last week's video about the Stitch plush being $15 and a really good find. However, he's $15 with any purchase. So does that mean we can get like a little chocolate bar and then get Stitch for 15 bucks plus a Magic Key discount? I think so. Now, here's a long sleeve shirt I haven't actually seen. It looks like for $39.99 we have a new Disneyland Authentic Original long sleeve shirt, and it does look like we have Disneyland Resort on the sleeve. There's a few different color variants for this one, so it's always nice to see new merchandise arrive. Now for $29.99 we have a Disneyland Mickey ear beanie. It feels so soft, guys. Like, this is crazy how soft it feels, but it's nice to see this merchandise kind of coming to the parks. In fact, I was supposed to wear my beanie from Tokyo, or I shouldn't say beanie, like the Lost Boys hat. But it's nice to see that merchandise like this is arriving here to the resort, just because I don't feel like we have enough things with Mickey ears, right guys? Now here is a brief overview of some of the pins here inside the Emporium. There is just so many to actually physically look at. It's a little bit overwhelming, but a lot of cool options if you guys are big into pins. You know, I used to be really big into pins, but for some reason, I just kind of got out of it. But again, here on the channel, we're going to try and do a little bit more pin trading, probably here in the near future. But some really cool options here inside the Emporium, including some new Christmas time pins as well. In regard to the Disneyland, I'd say like the classic Disneyland sweatshirts or zip-up hoodies, they have plenty in stock. Now, I know a subscriber did ask about a specific sweater, and we'll try and find that in today's video. Now, we did just finish up inside the Emporium. Nicole and Raelani are a little bit delayed today. I'll be meeting up with them here in a few minutes. They're still kind of getting ready at the house. However, we have some more updates to show you guys. We're going to be making our way closer to the actual Disneyland Castle, talking about a few things there, and then making our way over into Bayou country. So let's do it. We have arrived to the Disneyland Castle, and oh boy, is it glorious. It looks like Elsa has almost finished her job here. We got pretty much ice all over this thing. However, we're still missing the icicles that go on here. But the other day, they actually did have the wreath, as well as a few other fun things here on the Disneyland Castle, just because they were filming a holiday special, which was really cool. We definitely missed out on that, but again, can't win them all, right? But the Disneyland Castle is looking prime for the upcoming holiday. We are now heading inside Adventureland and making our way back to Bayou country, as I know a lot of you guys are here for that, to get the updates on Tiana's Bayou adventure. We're going to talk a lot about that, see what other updates are over there, and also talk about how the virtual queue system works, since it was really hardcore this morning, and get you a little bit insight on how you can join that ride queue. Now, don't forget, Jungle Cruise is back open. I know we've talked about this in the past, but a few of you guys have still asked. But if you're wanting to get on this ride, definitely now's your chance, because the refurb is completed. Let's come over here to Port Royal and see what new merchandise they have inside. Nothing quite new inside of this store, but again, a lot of fun Jack Skellington goodies. If you guys are a Nightmare Before Christmas fan, this would definitely be your store. Looks like the plushies are also still in stock. These in the past have like sold out quite quick, so it's nice to see that they actually have them. So again, fully loaded here inside of this store. They still have the Jack Skellington ears also in stock here, as well as the Making Christmas Fright. So if you're looking for that shirt, it's available. Guys, is it just me, or has this shirt always been here? I shouldn't say shirt, the sweatshirt. It's $54.99. It has a Jack Skellington on the front, but I don't feel like I've seen that, but correct me down below. Another wonderful thing about this store is you can actually see Shock, Lock, and Barrel. So their masks are up here inside of this store. So again, kind of keep your eyes peeled. You don't want to miss them. Now let's head inside Pieces of 8 and see what merchandise they have inside. Now, I really haven't made my way in here before, but there's so many cool pieces of merchandise. A lot of things, but I think the number one thing I like has got to be Fear the Beards. That is so cool. For us beard bearers, this would be a must. Now, I was specifically looking for the new Spear jersey inside of Pieces of 8. However, they didn't have it, but they did say to check back in about 30 minutes to see if they do. It's a really cool Spear jersey, so we'll definitely have to make our way back to see if it's actually in stock. But I got something quite crazy to show you guys here in New Orleans Square. Looks like they're already starting to get ready for the holiday season, but check this out. This is quite incredible. I don't believe these are up year-round, guys. Correct me down below. It's been such a long time since I've kind of been in this little area of the park, but this can't be coincidental. I definitely think this is for the holiday season coming up, and this could be our very first signs of decorations. Now we're actually heading over into Bayou Country. It's so exciting as today is the Cast and Magic Key preview for the ride. But of course, there's going to be a lot of updates to cover, so let's head over there. This is so epic. So the Tiana's Bayou Adventure sign has finally showed up, or at least not blocked off, and it looks beautiful. So today is our first look at this sign, and oh my gosh, with the lighting, I don't even think the camera does it justice. So detailed and fun. Great job to the cast members who worked on this one. Now, right next to the Tiana sign, it looks like Ray's Berets is completely finished on the outside. I did hear some cast members say that the facade or all the work inside of the store is pretty much 99% complete. So it's going to be so exciting when this store does open up. However, I don't know if it's going to be opening up this week or if they're going to be holding off for November 15th. But boy, let me zoom out a little bit. This just looks incredible, right? Now, guys, if you have never taken a look quite yet at the facade work here at Tiana's, it is incredible. I just really can't get enough of this. It looks excellent. Oh man, I'm just itching to be able to get inside and ride this ride. Now, while we're here at Tiana's, I did want to talk about the virtual queue for Disney Magic key holders. I'm not too sure how the cast member thing works, but for Disneyland Magic key holders such as us, this morning was the very first time to actually be able to get inside of the queue. Now, the queue starts at 7 a.m. on select days, so I'll go ahead and link that down below so you know which days. It was madness. The queue pretty much closed after 3 seconds. We were not able to get reservations. However, a couple people we know did get them, but it's more or less people didn't get them, which is quite crazy. Now, again, I do really respect Disney for at least putting this together and allowing us Magic Key holders to get a chance to join the ride and take a look at it. I know they're doing some testing and stuff like that with all of us before it goes live on November 15th. But again, here at 12 o'clock is another virtual queue, and that one you do have to be inside the park for. I am very curious to see if we're going to be able to get it. And I know the boarding times start at 3 p.m., so if you do get one, that's pretty much your time. And I believe it runs all the way up till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So quite crazy, but it will be definitely interesting to see if we can get some reservations for today. Another fun thing here to look forward to is Lewis's Critter Club. So this is going to be quite interesting, as I know in the past it was like a merchandising place, if I'm not mistaken. But of course, that was a different store. But here at Lewis's Critter Club, you could also find some really cool posters that is on the outside of the facade. I'm getting so anxious to be able to finally see what's inside this store as well. Now, one thing to keep in mind, it does look like here at the exit of Tiana's Bayou Adventure Ride, you could find off to, I guess if you're walking out your right-hand side, the pictures for your boat ride. This is going to be really exciting. It's so funny to see like no one in these rides. However, I really want to get front row today. We'll see if that's even possible. I don't want to like stress anyone out, but I mean, it's worth asking, right? It's worth asking. But it does look like this is where you're going to be able to access your photos. Now, who all remembers back in the day with Splash Mountain where you can get like these Ziploc bags? That'd be so epic if they do that here. I have not heard anything about it, but I'm definitely going to be asking once I get on that ride, just because those were always like the best souvenirs. I know that Jungle Cruise was doing it too at one point, so I guess we'll see if they bring those back or not. I've never quite noticed this area right outside of Pooh's, like right where the exit's at. There's kind of like a nice little peaceful spot with some benches, so you can kind of like sit down on that side, or right directly behind me there's some benches as well, but just a fun little spot to come check out with some flowing water here at the exit of the Winnie the Pooh ride. Pretty much wrapping it up now here in Bayou Country. There are no lines for the cast member / Disney Magic Key preview, so no crowds quite yet. It's going to be a little bit crazy this afternoon when it all kind of kicks off starting at 3 p.m. Again, hopefully here in the next hour and a half, the second virtual queue launches for the day. I'm really praying I can get inside of it. Now, another thing I do want to talk about is the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree. This is officially opening this Friday. We could not be any more excited. Nicole and I will definitely be here to try some yummy foods for you guys. But stay tuned for that video. But the announcements from Disney is just on fire. So we can't wait to try some of the goodies over here. I am currently inside of New Orleans Square. I am waiting for Nicole and Raelani. I think I'm actually going to go all the way back up to the front, so that way I can help her with Raelani as she comes inside. We heard the parking structure is crazy. I mean, what's new, right? But not crazy amounts of people in here. I mean, maybe they're in the structure, but it's not too bad. A really nice day. The weather is fantastic. Again, just itching to see in the next hour if I could try to get on the virtual queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We'll definitely keep you guys updated. Maybe we'll do like a live try, right, for the virtual queue, see if we could get it. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on at the moment. While I'm waiting for Nicole and Raelani, I think I'm going to jump on the Mark Twain riverboat, see if we can get a little bit more insight on Tiana. I just got off the Mark Twain riverboat, and that was absolutely marvelous. Definitely one of my favorite rides here at Disneyland. Couldn't really see many things happening inside of Tiana's. However, I did see some things happening by the Haunted Mansion, so that new area that's going to be opening. More construction also happening at the Madame Leota store, which is a given. I'm so excited for that to open this year. That's going to be really exciting. Now I'm actually going to make my way down to downtown Disney at the Starbucks, where I'm going to meet Nicole and Raelani. So let's go meet up with them. I am officially reunited with my family. Raelani got a little cake pop dressed as Sally, and you got your coffee finally.
I needed this. Parking was insane. It's Monday, people. Come on.
Now that we're back reunited, it's time to head back inside Disneyland. It is 11:59, and we are about to get our virtual queues for Tiana. So we got the world clock going. We're just about to confirm our party. This is some craziness. But let's see if we get it. So I'm going to cut it, and then we'll come back like 10 seconds before.
I'm not even going on the red, and I'm stressed.
All right. Tell me when, Eric. You just say it. No. Oh.
Wait, I think I got it.
You did? I didn't get it. It is official. Eric got us Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
He's like, no!
Oh my gosh, yes. are now heading over back to the New Orleans Square as we have a mobile order for Tiana's Palace. There's still quite a bit of foods there that we haven't actually had. So since it's a Tiana-filled video, we figured we would go over there and get some things. We got the virtual queue for the ride, so I think we're gonna stick around. I originally was gonna go home, but I think we're just gonna stay put and see like what else we do. But we're gonna for sure film the ride. We're group 15. It's gonna be very exciting as this will be our first time on this new ride here on the West Coast.
Well, since it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure opening day for Magic Key holders, we obviously had to come and try some food offerings here. So we're gonna try the house beignet here. Now this isn't the one that you can usually get with the powdered sugar, but I'm intrigued to try it. It does have a glaze to it, so let's get our first bite in. Oh, it's lemon filling. All right, so there is like a lemon custard filling. I was not expecting that like citrus tang to it. It's not warm or as fluffy as like your traditional Mickey beignet, but it's still pretty nice. And if you're like a lemon custard type person, this is definitely the move. This one was actually for Raelani. We'll see if she ends up liking it or not, but we do have more food offerings, so let's jump in. Since we're eating Southern influenced foods, I'm gonna eat like one of my old friends, Miss Kathy, used to tell me we start with dessert first. So we're gonna go in for the strawberry filled beignets. So this is going to be a strawberry pie filled beignet. It does have strawberry cream filling topped with strawberry glaze. I thought this thing was a lot bigger in size than what it actually is, but let's get our first bite. Probably a fork and a knife would be better. Now this is very chilly, very cold, and quite soggy, so cheers. Oh, I am not the biggest strawberry person to start off with, but this is like giving like strawberry yogurt flavor personally to my palate. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think it being cold also doesn't help that yogurt factor. Personally, I would pass on this, but if you're like a strawberry funnel cake type person, this is definitely something you might enjoy. I just think it's not worth it being that it's very, very small. Now to the item I'm most excited for, which is going to be the house gumbo. So this is going to be braised chicken and andouille sausage with heirloom rice. I'm very excited to dig on in. Let's prep our first bite. All right, I have a video where I've made gumbo at home, and boy, it's like one of my favorite dishes. So first bite. Dang, that's good. This is so divine. This has a nice smoky taste from the sausage that's included in here. It's very smooth, smoky, peppery. I definitely wish, I don't know what I would be missing because it does have rice, it has chicken, sausage, maybe some shrimp would be nice, but that would come with an upcharge. I don't really think there's much that I would add to this. I think it's perfect the way it is. Now, we did get the house cornbread, and that's what I'd probably dip into this gravy or sauce or stew, I don't know what you want to call it, but let's prep that bite up and see how it all tastes together. So here is the buttermilk cornbread. I'm gonna cut out a piece here. I don't think there's a nice way to get this out. Let's see. Okay. I'm such a sucker for cornbread, so I'm most excited for this one here. Feels pretty fluffy, not so sticky. It's not hot, probably because we've been like, you know, taking pictures and such, but let's try it like this and then dip it in. So cheers. I'd take this over the beignet, honestly. It's not overly sweet. You do have some sweetness from the corn. It does look like there's like a little bit of corn chunks in the cornbread, but it's just perfect. The texture has that nice like cornmeal like texture to it. Let's add some of the gumbo gravy to it and take our bite. All right, there we go. All right. This is so good. Given how our last food experience here went, I'm so glad that this one was way better. Definitely check out the house gumbo and cornbread. Try out those beignets if you want something different for dessert, but we have one more thing to try. Here we have the lavender lemonade. So this is just gonna be lemonade with a touch of lavender. It has a beautiful purple color to it. Does look like it's like a syrup concentrate mainly on the bottom, so let's stir it up and get our drink. All right, I'm so glad this does not have like a popping pearl because I'm not a fan of those. Cheers. Ooh. That's interesting. It's not like overly lemonade. It's not overly lavender. It's just kind of like a, I wouldn't say watered down because there's definitely a flavor going on. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it is refreshing. I do think I would get this again because it's not bad tasting. It's just kind of refreshing, I guess. So do it that way you will, but everything so far was a nice plus.
Now, if you couldn't tell, I'm here in the parking structure. That's just because I forgot my GoPro at home, and I definitely don't want to get the Osmo wet, nor do I want to get my iPhone wet. But I have the food. I'm going to take it back home. Probably be back here in the next like 30 minutes. It's about 1 o'clock right now. But I know Nicole, Raelani, and our friend Eric are enjoying the park, so we'll pass it to them.
So Henry had to run back home. Raelani, our friend Eric, and I are actually gonna get on the Haunted Mansion right now, so let's take you guys along. Let's go, Miss Sally. Let's go. We just got done with Haunted Mansion. Now, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm such a chicken. There's parts in there that honestly do scare me, but Raelani and I, we held it down like troopers. Now I think we're gonna go on to Pooh, so let's make our way over there into Bayou country. We are just about to get on our honeycomb, and we didn't get bouncy. We are gonna be getting, let's see, Eeyore! How exciting! I always have to put my arm here because it always jerks back, and I don't want Raelani getting hurt. So here we go. I think we're taking a break on the ride right now, so we'll see if we have to walk off or get on. The ride did end up breaking down. Raelani's a little bummed out about it, but we did get a return pass here, so we'll go ahead and use that probably when Henry is on Tiana's Bayou adventure, but we'll see. We ended up at Pooh's Corner. Raelani convinced Uncle Eric to get what? Candy corn bucket. And what do you say to Uncle Eric? Thank you.
Way to Disneyland Park. Disney California Adventure
It is
Park.
2:30 and I am back at the Disneyland Resort. I was able to get the GoPro. Now I'm gonna make my way back to Nicole and Raelani, as it's about, like I said, 2:30, and we got 30 minutes before this thing kind of kicks off. However, I don't think we're gonna be getting on right away, but we'll document all that and show you guys what we do. It is around 2:40 right now, and people are starting to kind of like line up in this area. However, there is no line. So if you show up, unfortunately, it's gonna go by your boarding group, so don't think that, you know, there's a place in line. That's what they're kind of trying to firmly make it known with. But yeah, I guess at 3 o'clock, we'll see what happens. I think we're gonna jump on Winnie the Pooh while we wait. I am back reunited with Nicole, Raelani, and Eric. I think it's time to jump on Winnie the Pooh. What do you think?
Use that fast pass that they gave us because we got it on the comb and it broke down. So
Oh no.
now we could use it. All right, Miss Raelani, round 2. We got Piglet. Good vibes, right? Are you ready? Yeah?
It is about 2:45. We just got off of Pooh, and it looks like the crowds are really starting to form over here at Tiana's. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens at 3 o'clock when the entire thing kicks off. 2:48, it looks like people are now starting to actually go inside the queue, which is really exciting. We're group 15, so we'll definitely see how long it takes for us to jump on. I just pulled up the phone and it says group 15, but it's now welcoming 1 through 4. So that's kind of an update. So these guys must be groups 1 through 4 who are boarding now. It's 3 o'clock and some of the very first people are now riding the Tiana's Bayou adventure. So this is really, really exciting. Can't wait for us to be able to jump on this ride here in a few. We can officially say we've witnessed history here at Disneyland for the grand opening of Tiana's Bayou adventure here on the West Coast. This is very exciting. People are very excited for everyone, which is nice to see. I think now they are boarding groups 1 through 5. So we're just gonna keep our fingers crossed and hopefully we can get on while the light is still out, but I guess we'll see. It is 3:41 and it looks like they're boarding groups 1 through 11. So I feel like it's moving actually quite fast. Every like 10-15 minutes it seems to update, but hopefully we can get on here before the sun actually sets.
We are now making our way to Batuu. This feels like a bad thing to do without Henry. Here we go. My phone is about to die, but I just stumbled across a magic key offering. They have a Tiana Bayou poster here. Raelani is like mesmerized by it. She said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They did give us rubber bands, so I'm gonna roll these up and go take them back to the stroller.
Shout out to Nicole. She actually picked up the new Magic Key Holder Tiana's Bayou Adventure Ride poster. So it looks really, really nice. Very detailed, and for a Disneyland offering like this, I feel like it's actually quite big. So shout out to Nicole for picking this up for us. Alright, we just got alerted that groups 14 are starting to now board, so that means we are next. So 4 o'clock, so it only took about an hour for us to actually kind of get on the ride. So now I'm going to leave the Osmo here. I'm going to start using my iPhone for the rest of this experience, and we're going to do a POV. So I guess we'll see what this thing's all about, so we'll catch you guys when we're done. So tell me why we just broke down right in the front as we're about to do the first drop. Apparently cast members are going to come assist us off of here, but wow, really? Just got off the ride. I am pretty bummed out. They walked us backstage. We got off the ride. I was right at the drop. But apparently we just have to wait for the ride to open back up. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the experience first time for Tiana, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna make my way back to Nicole and Raelani. I asked the cast member, they did scan our pass, so when it opens back up, we can jump back on. But I'm gonna meet back up with them, and hopefully once we hear the music playing, we could just come right back on the ride. It is 5 o'clock. It's already been about, I don't know, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes since I came back here. Still no sign of the ride working, which Nicole did bring up a good point. Like, they had the ride literally going all morning, all the way up until 3 when we could start boarding. I don't know if there was a reason why, but yeah, it was running perfectly fine this morning. And of course, right up to the point where we start boarding is where the problems occur. I think I'm just really bummed out just because I was very excited, but that's okay. I mean, things happen. I totally understand, but yeah, I guess we'll see if it opens back up.
We are now entering Batuu because we're pretty hungry. Very stressful day. We're gonna go get some Ronto wraps or Ronto-less wraps, so let's go pick up our order. We got a Millaroom juice and we got the Ronto-less wrap, as that is one of our favorites. So let me go take this over to Henry, who's over at Hungry Bear.
Nicole and Raelani are back. Thank you so much for picking us up some food. We're still waiting to see if the ride's actually gonna be...
What sucks is we keep hearing the Mark Twain and they play Tiana, so we're like, oh, the ride, but it's just the Mark Twain.
It is now 6:04 and the lines are getting only crazier here at Tiana's. Everyone's so anxious, including us, to actually jump on this ride. We finished eating and I think we're gonna kind of like hang around just because they did say it might be up here in a few. So I guess we'll see. Yeah. Time is now 6:06. The music is starting to play, but we are in the lightning lane line since we got that because we got stuck. So hopefully we will be moving once again here shortly. It is 6:18 and it looks like we are back in business. But this time we're going to be doing it at the nighttime, so I guess we'll see how that turns out. A little bit of both worlds. All right, let's jump on. I just got off the ride and it was incredible. It was actually so much fun. I am drenched. Front row is no joke. So if you guys are wanting to do it, fully commit because you are going to get so incredibly drenched. But it was so much fun. I'm glad we actually got a chance to actually do it. But that pretty much, I think, is going to wrap up this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. And tap that notification bell to be notified when we do drop a new video. And like we always say, may you always have a magical adventure. See you guys in the next video. Bye.